Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale, Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale, Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi.
Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the official opening of BBT Africa's new offices on this auspicious first day of Kartik. His Holiness Chaitanya Swami couldn't be with us today and extends his apologies, and he wrote us a message which I would like to share with you today. Dear devotees and friends of the African BBT, please accept my best wishes. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I am very happy to address you all on this auspicious occasion of the opening of the permanent headquarters of the African BBT. My congratulations to Jai Advaita Maharaj, Govardhan Prabhu, and all of you for achieving this. The BBT's roots will now go deeper into the heart of the African continent. Srila Prabhupada always emphasized book distribution as the prime method for distributing Krishna consciousness. I personally ran the British BBT from 1976 till the end of 1979, and it was such an inspiring service for me. Because it is so dear to Srila Prabhupada, there is great mercy that comes when we produce his books and see that they are distributed. I'm sure he is smiling very happily today. So now you have your base sorted out. Please work hard to produce more books of the highest quality in all the languages of Africa. There is a huge amount of work to be done and a huge amount of mercy to be received for doing that. Hoping this meets you well, your servant, Bhakti Chaitanya Swami. An organization must move with the times, and not only technologically, but also to see how to expand and extend their services. After having discussions on how to expand the work of the African BBT, in the background, an idea was brewing. It was then that His Grace Govardhan Prabhu proposed his vision of having permanent offices. The proposal was lodged with the trustees and it was approved. The search began. And today, more than a year later, BBT Africa has its own premium grade offices.
The African division of the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust was established in February 2010 and have over the years increased the production and distribution of various BBT titles. With a focus on African translations, BBT Africa is creating awareness and expanding their footprint across the African continent. Srila Prabhupada referred to BTG as the backbone of the movement. BBT Africa is now responsible for the global BTG print run. Hosting annual events like the Bhaktivedanta Swami lectures and conferences provides BBT with an opportunity to share Vedic knowledge and discuss book distribution strategies. The construction of BBT's new flagship offices started last year. From humble beginnings at their residential premises in Lombardy East, to utilizing Regis facilities, having offices at the ISKCON Santon Temple, and using Atlas Finance's boardroom, these new premises signifies the beginning of a new chapter for BBT Africa. Their headquarters, located in Bedford View, is part of a premium grade green an energy-efficient office complex. It is a landmark building with easy access to major highways. A park-like environment was created, featuring state-of-the-art landscaping between each block. The building has energy-efficient systems, motion sensors, and cutting-edge IT and security systems. The BBT offices were custom designed with a contemporary look and feel in mind, and features a technologically advanced boardroom, offices and an open-plan working space, as well as a professionally built sound room. This state-of-the-art facility enables BBT Africa to provide an exceptional service to ISKCON and all stakeholders. In so doing, BBT plays a significant part in the fulfillment of Lord Chaitanya's prophecy on this magnificent continent we call home.
I would like to call upon Niresh Gopichand, BBT Africa's Operations Manager, and he will share with us information about the new offices and its facilities.
We were attracted to the HQ Bedfordview complex because it's an environmentally friendly building with green building principles that were included in its construction process. Numerous energy efficient systems that have been incorporated into its design. It features an energy efficient water conservation system, cutting edge IT and security, ample parking space as you can see, and an uninterrupted power supply.
I would like to invite His Grace Govaram Prabhu, the General Manager for BBT Africa, to come through and discuss the importance of Srila Prabhupada's books, as well as set a scene for the plaque unveiling by His Holiness Ji Advaita Maharaj.
And here we are, 9 years later, at this BBT Africa head office. A base to plan from, to work from, a base to build capacity, capability, to be a source of inspiration. Of course, under Maharaj's care and guidance over those 9 years, we've done some remarkable things, I think. You know, we've moved ahead, we created a presence, we formed a team, and what a team we have also. You know, a dedicated team of volunteers. None of these persons earn a dime. Can you believe that? They're running an international book trust for the whole of Africa for people in Ethiopia, and we're very happy to have with us Mahaprasad Prabhu, who came from Doha, who is translating his books into Amharic for the first time ever, and his good wife who came from London. Thank you for coming. You know, we've been meditating all these years that we wanted to offer Srila Prabhupada something special. But you've got to have, if you're in a war, in a combat situation, you've got to have a base. You cannot be meeting in a coffee shop to plan a war. You know? You've got to have a base. You've got to have a place where people can sit down and, you know, make good decisions. Of course, along the way we made some good decisions. We made some bad decisions. We made some bold decisions. We've also made some very anxious decisions. But decisions we made in those 9 years. Krishna started to send very sincere people. You know, completely beyond my expectation. You know, this idea of this call with Maharaj, you be the manager, Jayadvaita Maharaj is the trustee. You know, you need people to make it all work. And Krishna was sending all of these really nice people. And now we have this office. It's largely due to the generous support and the generous, extraordinary contribution of two special individuals. And these individuals have cautioned me, if I ever mention their names, it will become a legal matter. So I'm not even going to go there. So all I could say is that, you know, you wanted to keep it as Raja Guhyam, the king of all secrets, who you are. Happy to keep that secret. But we have a facility that we can use for Srila Prabhupada's pleasure. Of course, this year the world was stunned. Many of you might know that His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami was Srila Prabhupada's personal English editor. All the books have been personally edited by him. So the world was stunned in June when we were in Italy for our meeting, and Maharaj had indicated, you know, it's time for me to retire. Now the very thought went through my mind, if Maharaj got Maharaj to call me 9 years ago, I'm going to be the trustee, if you be the manager. Now 9 years later, Maharaj is retiring. So immediately I went to Maharaj's room. I wanted to get clarification. You know, well, what does this mean? He said, it doesn't affect Africa. He says, I'm still going to come to Africa. I'm going to be involved. I'm going to assist. I'm just resigning or retiring from an official capacity in the global PBT. So Maharaj, we're delighted. Everything we see here, everything we do, everything we attempt to do is your inspiration. I mean, those prophetic words that I'll be the trustee remains the Maharaj, and we obviously not going to hold you to it, but we're glad that you. We're going to see a decade and maybe another decade or two together. So now we want to go to the front there, and we want to unveil this plaque. So in posterity, we will have Jayant Veda Maharaj, who opened these offices officially. Those who come after us in 50 years, 25 years' time, we remember where it all started from.
Well, it's all about books. And the books are all about the scientific understanding, the deep understanding of who we all are. The Srila Prabhupada wrote many, many books. And the underlying fundamental is that we're all spiritual beings. And that's who we really are. Now I'm thinking that I'm American, or I'm South African, that I'm white, or that I'm black, or I'm fat, or thin, or old, or young. But that's really just about the body that we inhabit. But within the body, we're all of the same nature. There's all of this material diversity, all of this bodily diversity that we see. But on the spiritual platform, we're of the same, of one nature, one spiritual nature. And as spiritual beings, we're all parts of the supreme spiritual being, or Krishna. Krishna means God, or the all-attractive supreme person, to whom all of us and everything belong. Now I'm thinking, this is my property, this is my property, this is my money, this is my money, this is my country, this is your country, but actually it all belongs to God. And we're fighting over property, trying to fairly divide up property, honestly divide up property that doesn't belong to us. And we're not even very honest about it. But when we understand that God or Krishna is the supreme owner of everything, that he's the person for whom, who's the rightful enjoyer of the property, and that he's the friend of every living being. Even the trees and the plants and the animals are God's creatures, or God's part of God. So when we have that understanding, then we can actually have peace, because we'll be on the spiritual platform. On that platform, there's natural happiness, because the soul is by nature joyful. And on that platform, there's natural knowledge, because the soul is by nature full of knowledge. Our knowledge now is covered by illusions, misunderstandings. But when our hearts are purified, we're naturally knowledgeable. And as spiritual beings, we're all eternal. The body dies, it's born, it dies. Everyone who's born has to die. And then according to the Vedic knowledge, we go through it again. Just as we go from childhood to youth to old age, then we die and take another body and start the whole thing again. But the soul is not subject to birth or death. It's not created when the body is created. It's not destroyed when the body is destroyed. It's imperishable, immortal, and joyfully meant for a joyful life in relationship to God, in love for God, in service to God. So this theme is elaborated and greatly explored in the books that Srila Prabhupada gave us, which he himself didn't come up with a new message. It was there in the ancient literature, and he gave it to us in English, and now we're trying to give it in Amharic and Swahili and Sotho and Tswana and Zulu and so many other languages. Because everyone deserves to get this understanding. Rajavidya, this is the king of education. The highest education, the peak of education, is self-understanding, spiritual understanding, and understanding of God and how to act in relationship to God and how to develop our natural loving relationship with God. Thank you to all who've helped and are helping. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
So that's the end of our formalities for this evening. I would like to thank everybody for coming, spending their quality time with us, and also sharing these special moments, Guru Puja, offering of lamps. And once again, thank you all and safe travels home. Hare Krishna.